407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here give their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will no long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Abraham Lincoln, November 19th, 1863.
Obviously, there's a lot of people still out there sacrificing for this great nation, and we don't want people to forget that. So, Gettysburg Address is a great example of a speech commemorating those who have served this nation. And thank you all for serving your communities. People ask me if I miss my job. I said, as mayor, I said no, but I miss the people. So I miss seeing all of you. But I am having a lot of fun outside of politics. So thanks again for letting us be here.
It might be interesting for this group to know what the media thought of President Lincoln's address. I'm going to give you two quotes. One is from the Chicago Times. The cheeks of every American must tingle with shame as he reads the silly and dishwatery remarks of the man who must be pointed out to be President of the United States. That was their comment on the Gettysburg Address. And the London Times said, the ceremony was rendered ludicrous by some of the sallies of that poor President Lincoln. Anything more dull and commonplace, it would not have been easy to produce. So the media usually gets it right.
Some things never change.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks again for having us. Appreciate it.
Your own country, but that goes back a long way